Hello everyone, my name is Salil Upadhyay and today we are going to learn about binding and posing on a custom character inside Unreal Engine. So let's see what we are going to learn today. So this is the overview of the topics. So we will start by getting model ready for Mixamo for auto rigging. So this topic I have added because let's say you have modeled a character and you want to use it, but you don't want to do the rigging part. So Mixamo is a software which is browser based and which can help you to do a quick rig for your character. Then we will see a rigged character, that how we can use our own rigging inside Maya. You can use any DCC tool like Blender, Max, or any of that, and prepare the animation in Maximo. Then creating a third person project in Unreal Engine. So this is what we are going to replace. We are going to replace third person from the template to our own character. And then finally importing the character and animation inside Unreal, replacing Unreal Engine mannequin to our custom character. Then we will see how we can add few controllers like run. By default, Unreal in third person template we don't have a run, the character always run, so we want to walk and run as well. Then we are going to start building the animation blueprint. Then we are going to create blend spaces and state machine. And finally, we will finalize the locomotion system like idle, walk, run, or jump. So what we need to do is we will jump to the browser and we will search for Mixamo. So once you have uploaded your Mixamo, you can go and you can browse, click on the browse character, and of course you have to create an account to start working. Anyway, you won't be able to work until you have created an ID. So we can go to the browse character. So there is lots and lots of character you can use from here, but in our case we are going to upload our own character. So I will just click on upload character, select, and this is the entire thing which I have pre-downloaded, so we can make the tutorial little smaller. And then I will hit on character without a bone and click on open. Once you click on open, it will take few seconds to upload your character like you can see on your screen, and it will guide us that how we have to rig our character. So hit next. Now it will ask you to do few checks for it. For example, where is the chin? So here's my character's chin. Wrist, so here is the wrist. Elbow, so we have to define the elbow. Knees, and then groin area, so somewhere here, and that's all we have to do. Now here are few of the options like skeleton load, so you can choose it from no fingers, two chain fingers, or three chain fingers. So my character doesn't require any of the hand movement as we are not going to do that much, so we will just use the standard one and then hit next. Now based on the details of your character or how dense the mesh is, it can take from few seconds to few minutes. Just be patient, it will do quickly for this character. And our character is ready to use. As you can see, it has a pre-made animation for our character, and just hit on next and it will tell you that the previous version will not be saved. So Mixamo only remembers the current one which you have used, so that's fine for us. And just like that, our character is ready. And now we can straight click on the straight on the animation, and we can start checking what animation we need. But before you go to animation, make sure that you hit download. I want the FBX file and I want with the original position, not with the T-pose, original position, and hit download. So you can download it. And my character has been downloaded, and then I will go back in the animation menu. And here are all the animation which is given for free to use. So let's say if I want sitting and laughing, just click on it and that's how our character will start looking. And again we just have to download it. Okay, so yeah, we are going to download all different animation, and I will tell you how to do it. But now we are going to see that how we can use our own rigged character. So for that we are going to jump into Maya. Again, you can use whatever model you want. So here's the model which I am using. So you can see this is a rigged model. We have the model, all the model pieces, and then the bones which I have created. Now, if I have done a primitive skinning for this character as well, so you can see that it is working. All the joints are working here. Once you are done with this, we can go under the file, export all, because we want our model as well as all the skeleton. And I will go to desktop. I have a Unreal folder here, and here there are few settings which you have to make sure that you have turned on. So for example, smoothing group should be turned on, smooth mesh by default it will be turned on. We don't have anything under the animation, so these are all the default setting. And if you have a material, if you have done the materials, you have to turn on the embedded media as well. And that's all we need to know. And then we will name our file, so whatever file name we want. For example, this is character underscore test. I will just name it test because I have already exported the model, and then just hit export, and the entire thing will get exported. Once you have exported your character, we will jump back into the Mixamo, and here we will upload our character again. So again I will browse it, and I will click on character, click on open. Now this time, if you remember, last time it asked us to give us the pointers to rig the character, but because this is already rigged character, it's not going to ask for it. And we have our character ready. Now click next, and yes, I don't want to save the old one, and our new character with the bones has been implemented. Now if this is what happening for you, if your character is not in the idle pose and you want it, you can just come here and click on this close animation button, and your model will get resetted to the actual pose. Now the animation I am going to use for that first thing is idle. So you can search for idle, and you can choose whatever idle pose you want. In my case I'm using this one, hopefully yes. Or you can use a bit which have a bit of more motions. So again, there are multiple to choose from. You can choose any one of it. Once you have done it, again hit download. Then I want walk. So again we have here lots and lots of walk. We can select, but while you choosing the walk or run cycle, make sure that you check this option in place. It is very important. And for me, I think I have one specific here as well, like warrior walk or something like that. So we have these presets for it to use as well, but because it is having some um, weapon, I don't have a weapon, so I don't want that. I will just click it to close everything, and again. So once you have selected your walk, make sure that in place is there and hit download. And again, this time we want it with skin, and if you want to make it smoother, you can go for 60/24, or I am just going to use I'm going to use the default one, and I am not going to use any of these other options, and hit download again. Then I want run, so just hit run. So here we have all the run. So again run, and make sure that in place option should be checked, and this works for me as well. Again hit download. Next animation is will be little trickier, so you might you might want to do these kind of jump, but we don't want these kind of jump, like specifically this kind of jump. We want something uh, which has a more of a breakdown. So jump up, search for jump up. So why we are looking into a further breakdown is because let's say your character from a ledge jumps down, so this is same animation will get played which you don't want, so you want something in between. So this just works jumping up. So yeah, and again in this one we don't have in place option because it's jumping in the place. So just hit on download again. Same goes with we want jumping down, so search for jumping down. And again this works for me, and these are the animation which I have already downloaded. Okay, so if you want to follow me to the letter, this is what you're going to do. Yes. And then finally we want a transition from jumping up and jumping down. I want something in between, so floating idle, floating. Maybe I will just search for idle. So I'm just forgetting the name of that idle move, I guess. Again, we can search for all the animation, whatever works for us, or we can search for jumping idle. Let's see. We have jumping, jumping up. What we want is an idle. Okay, it's not here again. Just search for float. Yes, so something like this, but not exactly. I want something happening in between, or this can work as well. So it's a male dynamic pose, idle float. Mhm. I'm just trying to look for the one I have downloaded. You can have a clear idea. So, but again, like it looks like we have to search for a bit. Quickly check the name because it get downloaded with the name. So, falling idle. Okay, falling idle. Let's search for falling. Double falling. This one. Yeah, got it. Hit again. Again, you are not going to find that in place because it is floating on the place. So, and that's all what we need to do here, and we will get our entire animation done. Okay, once you have downloaded all the animation, we need to open the Unreal Engine. This is something I will recommend that you do earlier. So if you are launching it for the first time, it can take a couple of minutes to load. And this is the template which we are using. And again, this setting, nothing else has been changed. Just where you want your project location to be, what is the name of your project, and that's all you need to do here. I'll just close it, and I will straight away jump in my Unreal. So once you do the entire thing, this is what you're going to see. So this is the third person template, and I am using Unreal 5.7. I just wanted to check the new stuff they have added. You can use any of the previous version and it's going to work just fine. So if I hit play, this is what we are going to get. Okay, a person is there, it's running, it's jumping and all those things, and we want the same thing to happen with more animation in between, our own downloaded animation. And I want it to run and I also want it to jump. So what I need to do is I will press escape to come out of the screen. I will right click and I will create a new folder and I will name it my underscore my content. Open it up. I will again create 3 more folders, one for model, that model, again animation. I just want to keep things separate, and then these are the things I want here. First thing first, I will open model. I will go here, and the first thing which you want to import is your only character which you have downloaded from the Mixamo. Take that to Unreal, drop it here, and use pipeline default. There's no setting you want to change at this point right now, and just hit import. So you're going to get 4 elements: your character skeletal mesh, your physics, your skeleton, and the material you have. So I don't have any material, so I'm not getting any material here. So these are the 4 elements. I will hit save. Then again I will go back in my content. I will open animation. I will go inside my folder. So I want warrior idle, walking, running, jumping up, jumping down, and falling idle. These are the animation which I want to import. And again I will drop here under animation. And here there is one change I want to do. Under the skeleton, I will click on this option and I will choose my own skeleton which I have imported, character final skeleton. So because we are using the third-person template, we will also get the option for SK mannequin. So make sure that you are choosing your own character and then hit import. Just like that, all the animation will get loaded. Click on save, and again it has all the parts like falling idle. This is a skeletal mesh, then animation sequence. So you can just double click on it to check. So this is the jumping up, jumping down. So it will show you the jumping down animation. Just close this. Now I will come back in my content folder and I will go inside the blueprint folder and I will right click and I will create an animation blueprint. Now it will ask you that which character you want. So the character which we are using is our own. So I will click on character final skeleton, hit create, and I will name it animation blueprint. So AB underscore character. Or I can just add my as well. My character. And again, save everything. Now, what is animation blueprint? So let's see again. So animation blueprint is a very specific blueprint which help us to control the different the transition of different animations. So if you remember, we have downloaded walk separately, run separately, and jumping. So it create a blend between all these animations. So again, as you can see on your screen, animation blueprint BP is a special type of blueprint in Unreal Engine used to control how character skeleton mesh plays animation. So it processes the movement data every frame and decide which animation should be active. What it does, reads value like speed, direction, and is falling. So if the character is falling or not, that's what it means. Switch between animation like idle, walk, run, like I just told you. Handle blending between multiple animations to make transition smooth. Use a state machine and blend spaces to manage motion logic. So yeah, we are going to talk about blend space and state machine in a bit. Why it matters, the animation blueprint is the core system that brings your character to life. Without it, your character mesh would simply stand still in T-pose. Okay, so we are going to look that now. So let's jump back in our Unreal Engine, and this time I will hit on content and I will click on third person. Now remember, this is third person blueprint, which the template we have chosen from the menu. So click on the third person, click on the blueprint, click on third person character, PP third person character, open it up, and this is what we are going to see. So these are all the logic which we are going to borrow from the template and use it on our own character. So first we will go to the viewport, and this is what we are going to get. So select the character, and you see here, if on the right side, skeletal mesh asset, we want to change this with the one we have imported. So you can see that all we have here, and I want to use character final. Hit it and you will see your character getting loaded. Now our character looks very small, so we need to scale this a bit up. So I will just do a uniform scale by closing this. You can make it a uniform, and let's type 6 or something, and this is our character, and I will move it. This character should be inside of this capsule, so make sure that you are doing that right. So little bit here, a little bit down, and this will work for me. Okay, so if the capsule is below your feet, character will levitate on the ground, so we don't want that. So that's why I have put it slightly down. Hit compile. Now the next thing which we want is, we'll go under the event graph, and like I told you that we want to create a specific key for the run. So here we will press tab and we will search for shift and left shift. So we need a keyboard event, so hit left shift, and this is what we're going to get. Now click and drag this character movement on your viewport. It will create a reference for that. Take it out and search for max walk. So we want to get max walk speed. Okay, sorry, we need to set it. So I will just delete it and again I will do it. So max walk speed, and this is what we want. And while it is pressed, I will connect it here. So what you want, when it is pressed, the speed should be 600. Okay, now how I know that it has to be 600? So I'm using the Unreal default. So if I select my character here, search for max walk, you will see max walk speed is 600. Okay, so I want to change this to 300, because what I want is that max walk speed should be 300 and run should be 600. Okay, so when shift is pressed, it should be 600, and I will make a copy of this, Control D. Make sure the character movement reference has been in the target, and if I release it, it should be 300, as we have just mentioned on the right side. Hit compile and save the entire blueprint. That's all we have to do here, nothing else we need to do. Quite easy, right? Now again I will select my character here, and under the viewport there one more change I want to make. So before we do that, if you remember that if I go under the content, my content and my blueprint, we have created something called AB character blueprint. Now this is blank right now, and that's what we want to upload in this. So we have uploaded our character. Now if we see our animation class, we need to change it to AB underscore my name, my underscore character. Just upload it and again hit compile and save, and let's go back to our third person. Now what change we have made so far? If you hit play, you will see that now my character is there instead of the default Unreal character. If I press W, my character will move. If I press shift and W, you will see that the speed increases, but the animation is not getting changed, right? Because we have not implemented the animation as per now. So we need to do that as well now. So I hit escape and we are back. Now where we are going to do that, we are going to add all those animation under my animation blueprint. So double click on it, and this is where the entire magic is going to happen. So before uh, we add our animation, we need to add few of our own logics, that what is going to happen. So under the animation blueprint, there are two windows. One is event graph and one is animation graph. And let's say by default, if it is not getting opened up, let's say get crossed or something, just click on event begin play and animation graph, and again we have both of them right here. Now first thing what we want is that I want to call event begin play. Okay, we're going to talk about this that basically this is an execution node, and I have a list of the the variables and nodes I'm going to use. And then I will select this try get pawn owner. I will move it right here. I will take a node out of here, and I will search for cast for third, sorry, cast to third person BP third person character. Okay, and connect your event begin play. So it should be, so if this event will fire the reference. So again I will take it out here, and I will sorry, I will right click on it, and I will promote this to a variable, and I will just name it character underscore ref. And that's all we want to do here. Now compile it, and again this character reference I will take it out here, and I will do a get. Now I want to add the speed, right? So I will call it, I will take it out, and I will say get velocity. So if I go down, I will get velocity. Then again take it out. I want vector length. Oh my bad. Length. And then I will promote this to a variable, and I will name it speed. Okay. Now with this event blueprint update animation, I want to take this out, and I will search for is valid. Okay, and we will add our character reference to input object. Now if the object is valid, if everything is working, then only it should be executed. If not, if it is not valid, we will do exactly nothing. Nothing will be nothing is going to happen. But if it is valid, then it will get the speed. Okay, so this is for our movement. Now I also want to add a function for jump. So I will call for the character movement, get character movement, and we will check if the character is falling. So you can see that we have is falling, is flying, is moving on the ground, and all those things. So we need a follow, and return value will be a boolean. So I will right click on it, and I will click on promote to variable, and I am going to name it is falling. Now you can name it however you like. You can name it is jumping as well, but you will see most of the people write is falling because we are using is falling because checking it right here, and that's all. And then it will get connected here, and that's how our entire blueprint is going to look. Hit compile and save. Now in the animation graph, we are going to search for state machine, and we will connect it here. Now this is where the entire animation is going to get uploaded. So if I hit compile, you will see that we are getting a warning here. There is no entry state connection, and that's what we're going to do. But before we jump, let's talk a little bit about our what exactly we are doing. So we just learned about animation blueprint, what it actually do. Now next is blend space 1D. So now I'm going to show you. Now blend shape 1D, there are two kind of blend space in Unreal. One is blend shape 1D, and the next one is blend shape. So the blend shape 1D is an asset that blends between multiple animation in a single variable. What it means that the only difference between blend shape 1D and blend shape is that if you are using blend shape 1D, you can only work in one axis or one direction. The entire animation will be from walk, idle, and all. But if I want something the character to do more, in that case I am going to use blend space. So as you can see, blend multiple animation using one input variable, uses speed translation from idle, walk and run, creates smooth acceleration and deceleration, prevents snapping between animation, ideal for basic forward locomotion, simple and performance friendly. And then by its matter, it allows smooth elastic motion when characters accelerate or decelerate. Now blend space, again, like I just told you, that blend space use two variables, speed plus direction. So again, you can use any one of this and they all going to work fine here. There is no difference here. Again, we are not using direction right now, we are just going to use speed. So again, it's completely up to you. Now next thing we just created is a state machine. So state machine is a visual flow of diagram, like you can see on the left side of your screen, that this is how a state machine looks like. We are going to deep dive and we are going to learn that as well. So a visual graph that contains animation state like idle, walk and all those things. So this is where our entire animation which we have downloaded is going to get plugged into. Okay, and this is what is going to check, like whether my character is on the idle state, whether my character is running or walking or jumping. Everything comes from here. Sorry for that. And the blueprints node which we have used: event begin play, cast to BP third person character, character reference, event blueprint, update animation, get velocity, vector length, speed variable, and is falling. Now what they are, a little bit of description about these blueprint nodes. Now event blueprint is run once when the animation blueprint starts. So it checks every time you start or you hit play. Used to retrieve player character and start of the game, like I just said. Setup reference needed for animation logic. So it is a reference node. It takes the reference node which we create from the character reference. Cast to BP third person, confirm the object you are talking is your player character. So to make it very specific that what we are looking for, that's why it is a BP third person character. Okay, so it don't get confused that okay what we are searching for. Allow the animation blueprint to access variable from character blueprint, enable communication between character logic and animation logic. Then we have character reference, which is in variable type, stores the result of cast node used every frame instead of casting repeatedly, better performance, and give animation blueprint access to movement values and states. Event blueprint update animation. Now again, this is something which was already there when we created the blueprint. So execute every frame, update animation related variable like speed and is falling, or anything. If it is it not falling or it is like it's flying or anything, it works from there. Then we have called get velocity, vector length. So description will be velocity. We know that what is velocity, and so velocity is motion. So whatever movement is there, it reads that data. Convert velocity, again we are talking about vector length, so convert velocity vector 3 into a single float value used to drive blend space animation like idle, from idle to walk and then from walk to run. Speed variable, a float value. This is again what we just created. If you remember that we promoted it to a variable. So it controls speed, control the blending of locomotions like from the blend space, like 0 will be idle, 1 will be walk, and 2 or 3 or whatever will be will make it run. Primary input for locomotion, animation, translation. Now is falling, like I told you, it's a boolean type. So detect if the character is off the ground, use the translation between jump start, jump loop animation, return to the ground state, and all those things. Okay, let's go back to the Unreal and let's see. Now this is a state machine. I will just rename it to locomotion. So loco for the short. Let's go inside this and you will get only one entry. Now here are two ways you can do this. So if you click in the center, you will move the node. If I click it out, I will get this connection node and click on the state and I will name it idle. Okay, nothing will work right now, but if I double click on the idle, you can see that we have output animation pose and nothing is there. So we need to plug it again. This animation came from the animation we have just imported. Okay, so warrior idle animation, just drag and drop and just connect these two. That's all we have to do here, and click compile and you will see a snap. This is something I wanted to show you, that this is what is going to happen. And if I hit play, you will see that my character is a bit too big. Why it happened? This happened because I scaled my character after I did the basic rig. Okay, so if you have not done that, your character will be fine. Now if you have done something like this, let's see how we can fix it. So it's again very easy to do. We just have to go back to our BP third person character. If you have closed this window, you can just go to your content, third person, third blueprint, and then again BP third person blueprint. And we will see here that this is our character. Weird, this is fine here. What we didn't do, okay. So I will just save it, and if I will stop and just play it again, yeah, stop. Let's go back again here, and you will see that okay, it snapped big again, right? So let's make it 2.5 or something, move it down, and again we will make sure that it is slightly down here, and then again compile and save. Let's check if I hit play. Now it's fine, it's planted, and you can see that it's in the idle pose. Okay, that is because we have just added our animation here. Let's go back. Now till this it will be still fine. Now what I want is that I want to create again. You can do the again, you can drag it out, take a state, name it, or you can just drag and drop from here as well. It will just do the same thing, and you can rename it if you want to. So if I double click, you will see the connection is already there. Now if I let move it here, and I will just connect it, click on output, leave it. But if I compile, your character will not move, and you will see we have a new icon right here. Okay, why it's happening? Because we have to add a transaction in between as well. So again, how this works, that if I press something, it should by default it should be idle, then it should start walking, and then if it's not walking, it should come back and be idle, right? So this is what we want to do. So again, let's hit compile, and I will just double click on this, and for this if you remember, we created this speed. This is where we'll get our data. So speed, and then we will take out the node, and we will uh, sorry, uh, um, yes, then or equal to, and then connect this to, yeah. Sorry, I got a little bit confused. Let me just go back. Which one I clicked? I clicked this one, right? So yeah, so just remove this. This should be greater than. Greater than, you can use greater than or greater than equal to, and I will just make it one. Let make it two. Compile, go back. Same thing I want here. Drag your speed, get speed. This will be less than or less than equal to, and I will do one, and just connect it here and do a compile. Now let's play just to check. If I hear, see, my character just started to walk. Okay, and it's stopping. This is happening mostly because of our values, so we can do this 4. Let me make it 5. Again, we can fix it anytime we want. And our character is walking. Okay, it's not working. We have to check again that we might have done something wrong, but that's not a big deal. So yeah, so the animation getting paused, so there's no loop in between, so that's fine. We can fix it. Now What I wanted to show here, like, okay, from walking to, let's say, if I want to run. So we can't add two nodes. So from walking, let's say if I want a run as well, so I can't do that. See, it can only connect one data at a time. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I will just delete it for now. Hit compile. And for this, I want to create, I don't need this. I want to create a blend space, which we saw in the PPT. So I will go under the content, my blueprint, and I will right click. And under the animation, we have two things. We have blend space, we talked about, and then we have something under the legacy blend space 1D as well. So you can use whatever you want for this one. Both will work just fine. So I will click on blend space. It will ask you what which skeleton you want. So I will use my own skeleton and I will name it blend space underscore character. Double click on it, and this is how it's going to look. Okay, so what we have to do here, first thing first, under on the left side under the horizontal axis, create on this drop down menu and just name it speed. And now the transition I want here, we already have idle pose. So what transition we want is from walking to running. So, okay, so the minimum value of the walking is 300, which we put it there in the blueprint, and the maximum is 600. Okay, and then smooth transition. So let's bring the transition first, then we will check it. So walk, just drag and drop this side, and then run, drag and drop this side. And if I press and hold control, and if I move my mouse from left to right, you will see there is a transition. So if it is a smooth transition, you don't need to add anything, or if it is not, this is the way you can click on smooth timing and you can add 5, and that will just work. So you can use this smooth timing, or you can do this sample smoothing weight from here as well. So it will just add a little bit of smoothness, like you can see that I am pressing and it is just coming now. That's what's this do. So let's check weight speed as well. So if I make it 5, you can see the difference, and this is what we want. And I will save it, and I will come again in my blueprint. Now if you see on the right side, we have a new thing called BS character. Fine, just drag and drop, and I will name it walk slash run, and we will do the same thing. We will take it out, we will put it here, and then again from walk to run to back to the logic. Now compile it again, it will give us the error, and that's fine. We have to go inside the transaction. Okay, okay, I have made something, so let's go in the idle. This is fine. Yes, so double click on our walk and run and click on the speed, add it here, get speed, and add the speed to speed. So now this node will control that speed parameter which what we just set in the blend space. Compile, and this should work. Let's go back, then click yes, then add the transition, click on this, call your speed, get greater than or equal to. So again I will use any value you want, 5 or anything, and just connect these two, then go back, then click on the return value here, again speed, get less than or equal to, make it 4, and plug it here, compile, So now there is no error and we can go and check. So right now my character is standing and it's doing the ideal pose, see? But the moment we press W, it will start walking. This is what we want, right? And the moment we press space shift, left shift, it will start running as well. But if I press space bar, so there are two things you have to understand. If I press space bar, it's jumping, but see, there is no animation transition. Same goes for this one. There is no jumping transition. It is jumping, but there is no change in the animation. Okay, come back here. Now we want jumping up. We'll throw it here. Jumping down animation, and then falling idle. Okay, let me just quickly arrange it. From idle to jump up, from jump up to falling idle, from falling idle to jump down, and from jump down to again idle. And then just fix this if you want to. This looks better, right? Okay, hit compile. Again we will get these problems. Now click on the transition here, and what we want to is we want to check if the character is falling. So get, if it is falling or not, it will check that. That's all we have to do. So it's jumping up, and then when it's coming again down, so we will do the same thing, but we will change it to not boolean. So if it is not jumping, the idle animation will play. Hit compile and save. Again it will not compile completely because we still have two more to go. So what we have to add here? So again here we have to check that whether the previous animation has been played or not. So the moment you hit space bar, we have to check the animation has been completed or not. So time remaining. So again there are two nodes here, time remaining and time remaining ratio. You can use either one of them, and then I will search for less than or equal to, and I will make it very small, like zero point 0.2 or something. Compile, go back, click this one. Sorry, my bad. Click this one. Again, we need time remaining ratio, and just take out the output pin and search for less than or equal to and connect it here. I will put the same value 0.2 here as well. So what exactly is happening? It will check that if you press space bar, whether the animation is completed or not. If completed, move to the next animation. Go back. Now hit space bar. If everything works, we will get our walk, our run, and if I hit space bar only, see, nice. But if I press W and shift, and now if I press space bar, you will see that again nothing is working. This animation is not working, right? Because we have not added anything here. So for that I will just add again the idle one. So of course you can change the animation here as well, but I'm in this demo I'm just using the same here, and then this one. So again same thing, we have to call is falling, get, and just compile it, and you can add here again time remaining, less than or equal to. I will use the same value, work working for me so far, or you can just tweak this value to see different result, what gives you the best transaction. So compile and save. Let's check again. So if I press W, it's walking. If I press W and shift, it's running. And now if I press spacebar, you can see, right? So you can see this is how our entire state machine is working. Of course, like I said, you can change it. You can change the entire thing if you want to. We can You can try different effect as well. For example, falling idle. If I can do something like that as well, and we can just play around. Just play around. You will understand that just try anything, and you will, by just playing this, you will understand how this entire thing works, what difference it's making, what difference it's not making, what works or what doesn't work. Okay, so that's how this is going to work. And then compile and save. So I hope this was an interesting session for you. We can go under our third person as well, and we can hit play to see in the maximize way. So if I leave it, it will play the idle animation. And again, by using this method, you can change any of the animation, whatever works for your model. And if I press W, it will walk. If I press shift, it will run. If I press spacebar, it will jump. Or if it is standing, if spacebar, it will just change the animation. So that is all for this lesson. I hope you got some level of understanding by seeing this tutorial, and hope I will see you next time as well. Bye bye. Take care. Pin.